I'm Thomas. I'm CTO at Premium Plus, where I lead our teams on integrating Zendesk for our customers or for you. And together with me, I have Keith, who will introduce himself in the second part of this demo. The demo we're going to give today will be a two-parter. We'll be focusing first on an HR scenario, and then we'll do an IT scenario with some different use cases to show you what Zendesk and SweetHawk can do for you. So in our first demo, we are going to dive into the world of HR with Emily. She lives in Chicago and, well, she wants to move to Paris. She wants to move offices, and she's going to use Zendesk and contact the HR team to accomplish that. So she wants to move to Paris. That's the scene. She first needs a little bit of basic information on, is it possible? How do I move to Paris? How do I get access to the office? Then we'll see her create a ticket with HR for the team to handle that request. And then we'll combine Zendesk and SweetHawk to take us through the entire process of actually doing the work of getting something or somebody to Paris. So for our demo, we're going to start with Emily. And what we see here is a Zendesk Help Center, which we redesigned as a nice intranet for Emily to find a solution for her problem. Zendesk Help Center, we all know it for like the regular requests you might have for customers, but also for employees. You can use this to document your HR processes, to have IT troubleshooting guides, to have documentation for facility, and your agent can go through all the articles and find a solution for their answers or stay up to date with what's happening in the company. In our scenario, Emily is, well, she wants to move to Paris, so she's going to search for a solution. But instead of just showing a boring list of articles which she needs to read through, we're going to leverage Zendesk AI here. And then we're going to show the list of articles, but we're also going to use what we call quick answers to basically give her a direct solution to her inquiry, namely, hey, I want to move to Paris. And the quick answer will pull from all the articles and create a one-paragraph summary of what the steps are that she needs to take to handle a request. It's very convenient because instead of reading a lot, you get the answer right up in front. But of course, if you want to, you can still click through the entire article, and then she can see like the full context of what's going on with moving to another country or department. But the benefit of those quick answers is that it will combine multiple articles, and you basically get a one-line troubleshooting or solution. In this case, the policy basically says, if you want to move to Paris, reach out to HR. So that's what Emily will do. She will create a request via web form. We can use those web forms for all departments, so HR, IT, facilities, and within those forms, we can collect all the right context for Emily. One thing you will not see is an email address here, because since we have single sign-on, we integrate with your Active Directory or Google Workspace. We know who Emily is, we know her mail address, so we don't need to ask her that information. The context is already there. What we do need to know is why is she contacting HR. So we have a list of topics, which we can then use to route to the right team or right person. And we also index the entire company, so we know all the working locations, and Emily can directly select Paris from the list, taking away the need of typing down the location manually. You can ask for reasons, you can ask for more context, like when do you want to move? In this case, it's rather urgent. It's a few days ago, December 1st, so she really wants it done. And then we can ask her for a little bit more context with a subject and a description. One thing you'll see here are what we call suggested articles, because your employees might go to a form to ask for something that's really well documented on the Help Center or intranet. So we can provide them a list of articles, and they can then read the article before submitting the ticket. So we deflect our work. But thanks to the quick answer we saw earlier, basically in our case, Emily already has the answer, so she can just submit the ticket. Everything Emily reads, everything she clicks on is also saved on our profile. So an agent that goes through and will look at the ticket will clearly see what she's already read. And that way we prevent sending the same link twice to Emily. So she fills in the article, the form. She might add some attachments like some documentation or information if you want to. And then she will submit the ticket to the agents. Two things will happen now. One, she'll get an email in her inbox confirming that the request has been sent to HR. But we also have a full portal here, so she can stay in the intranet and look at the request she just submitted and update it right from the website, so no need to go to her mailbox. All the context there, so we see the ticket is open, might move to pending when you're working on it. In this case, December 1, very close date, so the ticket has been put to urgent, and all the rest of the context is there. Now, if you move to the agent workspace, this is where your HR team, your IT team, facility team will work on the actual tickets. We get a completely different view. These are like a list of all the incoming requests sorted by urgency or SLA, and we can then dive into the ticket and view that ticket. You might notice the little lock next to the ticket. Since this is an HR ticket, which are very sensitive, there's a lot of personal information involved there. We can lock those tickets so only very specific people within the HR team or the HR team can see the ticket, and no one from IT or facility who might use that same instance can look at that data. So you can be quite sure that your data is secure on the ticket, and you're reminded of that at all the time. On the left, we see all the context we collected. So we see what you want to do. We can see the office. And the nice thing, since we use custom objects, is we can click on that Paris dropdown that Emily selected, or we can see all the information pertaining to that location right next to the ticket. So we see that Keith will give the next demo later. He's one of the managers there. We can see some context, and it gives the agent like a full overview of what's going on. Of course, location is one thing, but Emily is also important. So we can open up her profile, and we can see who Emily is in the company, what her role is, but we also can see the complete history of the actions she took over the last few days within the intranet. So we can see, for example, that she read the policy, that she created a ticket, and apparently a few days ago, she also created a ticket for IT in that same history. And that's very useful for your agents, so they don't duplicate work, they can refer back to earlier contexts, and it's all right there at a glance. You might notice that even though the form is completely filled in, we're missing one critical piece, namely, is she just moving for a short while, maybe for the holidays, or is she permanently moving to Paris for a couple of months or years? So we need that information. In the old days before AI, you would need to type an email asking for that information. But here you see Copilot, Auto Assist from Zendesk in the list in Agent Workspace. And it knows about the HR processes. So it knows it needs to double check and confirm the dates. It needs to ask for that temporary or permanent residence. And it basically writes the email for the agent pre-written. And by clicking approve, we can send out an email to Emily. Of course, it's a Copilot. You're always in control. So if I click edit, I can rewrite the text. In this case, Copilot or Auto Assist did well. So the email gets sent to Emily. And now we're waiting for her to confirm the 2 questions we asked. If you now jump back to the portal, in a second, you'll see that, Emily sees her ticket. And if she refreshes the portal, she'll also see the comment from the agent, me, in that list. She could reply via email, but since we're all in our browsers anyhow all day, she goes to the portal, confirms that, yes, the dates are correct, and this is a permanent residence, or at least she hopes so, and she submits the ticket to IT or to HR. Back in the agent workspace, immediately our Copilot goes back to work. So it says, thanks for confirming. We've now noted that it's permanent. It will also give a little bit more context about, hey, what's going to happen next. And then if you click approve, then the agent sends out the email and can start working on the rest of the ticket, namely handling the actual move. And for that part, I'm going to hand it over to Keith, who's going to show you how the agents will work in Agent Workspace.
Thanks, Thomas. Hi, I'm Keith. I'm the Customer Experience and Solutions Manager here at SweetHawk. So SweetHawk are the #1 app developer for Zendesk. As we can see here, we have a whole range of different apps that can be used for different workflows that bridges the gap that really provides you with the employee experience plus any other workflows and use cases. What we'll be focusing on today will be a subset of these particular apps. So if we have a look here, what we'll be focusing on in this first use case is the Tasks and Subtickets app. And then we'll be doing some approvals through the Approve app. And then also show you a little bit in terms of the Notify, and the Field Rules is also in action as well. And just so that you know, the next use case will be using our Calendar app. So jumping into the actual demo here, we have, sorry, I think I've lost the share. Sorry, guys, do we mind sharing the slide again?
Yeah, we can see the slide.
Apologies about that.
No worries.
Okay, all good. I've got that now. Okay, so jumping across, into the actual video here. So now we've got a view here for our HR team. So as we can see before, Thomas created this the ticket from Emily, and so now we're going to jump into the ticket here. So on the right-hand side, we can see all of the different apps. And so here we can see our tasks and subtickets app, and also the approve app, which is what I mentioned. So that's where the apps live on the ticket here. And then on the left-hand side, we've also got the standard ticket fields. So the first thing that we need to do here is to check off a task, and that is confirming that we have all of the information on the ticket. So as we can see here, that Emily has provided information that she would like to go permanent. We can update that, and then also then check off the tasks within the app itself. So that's quite simple to do. And then once a task or anything has been completed, we can automate any action on a ticket, and that also includes other apps within within the Zendesk as well. So for example, our approve app. So what we want to do now is obtain approval from Emily's managers to then progress to the next stage of the workflow. And so what we can do here is pull all of the different information from the ticket directly, and then send that as a message through to Emily's managers. So as we can see here, we've got all the different information that we've pulled, such as the current office and the new office, etc. And the beauty about the Approve app is that you're able to send this to anyone. They do not need to be a Zendesk agent. As this information is sent via email, you can send it to any manager or anyone within your business, or even a supplier if required. So what I'll do now is I'll jump across to an email of Emily's manager. And what we can see here is this request that's been sent through. So they have all of the information required from the ticket, again, showing all of the office move and any other information required. And what I'll do here is I'll jump across to our Approve portal. So by clicking Approve, it provides you with a portal which gives you access to all of the different requests. So in this situation, we've got events of this approval. And so if it is a multi-step approval, you'll be able to see, people prior to you who have approved it, and any other information. So going ahead here, we're going to approve this, add a comment, and then click on the approve button. Jumping back into the ticket. Oh, sorry. Before we jump back into the ticket, what we have here is an approval homepage. So you'll be able to see all your past approvals, but any other pending approvals as well. So you've got a one-stop shop for any manager or approver. Now jumping back into the ticket, what we can see already is that the ticket has been updated from Emily's manager, and the comment has been added to the ticket directly. So we can see there that James has updated with the comment, and then on the right-hand side, we can also see that the approval app has been updated and showing that it's granted. Again, at any time that something happens within an app, so such as the approval granted, we've now automatically added a brand new task list to this ticket. What you'll see as well at the top of the ticket is a notify. So that's a sticky notify here to let you know that something has been approved, something needs action. So this can be sent to particular agents within your Zendesk, so that they're aware of that. And also there's a history as well at the top. So if you're not in Zendesk at the time or anything like that, you'll be able to see all the previous history of notifications. So jumping back into the task app. So what we're going to do here is, complete the first task, which is changing Emily's location from Chicago across to Paris. So simple enough is to open up her user profile, change her location, and now we're moving back to the ticket and checking that off. Another part of the task app is the subtickets. So jumping into a subticket here, this has been assigned to the IT department. So the purpose of the subticket is to assign particular tasks, and this one has its own task list on the right-hand side for particular departments or even an assignee to do their part of the work that's required for this workflow. The subtickets can be created with all information copied across from the parent ticket. So as we can see here, all of the fields have been copied across, but you're also able to set information statically on the ticket, such as the assignee, but then as well as any other comments or any other information that you require just for this team. So moving over to the tasks here, we can go ahead and mark some tasks off as if we're completed them. But what we can see here as well is that if we try to complete a task list, if we try to solve a ticket without a task list being completed, basically the app won't let you. We're really ensuring that workflows are copied to the letter. So moving across back to the parent ticket, now that the task list has been completed and we've now solved the ticket, we can now look at the HR tasks, which is required on the parent ticket. But we can also see at the bottom here that the sub-ticket has now automatically been solved off and has been checked off as well. So completing off our HR tasks, all tasks are now completed. And again, we can make updates to the ticket at this point. So what we've done here is we've solved the ticket. And as well as we've sent off a public comment or an email across to Emily, letting her know that her application has been granted and all tasks are now complete. Okay, and that's the end of this particular demo. I'll hand back to Thomas to recap.
Indeed. So that was our HR showcase or demo. So what did we see? As we've shown Emily going to the Zendesk Help Center, looking for info, getting quick answers generated by AI. We then saw an escalation flow via web form where we collect context, select the location, add some additional data, and try to also offer more solutions with the suggested tickets. We then handed it over to an agent where our co-pilot detected the intent, gave suggested replies to the agent, and basically assisted them throughout part of the process. And once we got all the information for the agent, we leveraged the SweetHawk apps to basically have an approval process, task lists, and take the HR agent throughout the entire inquiry or request. So that's demo one. We're now going to jump to the second scenario, and this one is an IT demo.